Like you went from Dynasty Warriors to World Heroes.
Well, here, the reason I don't need For Honor is because I already just got Hyrule Warriors, then they're doing Dragon Quest Heroes, so I just need Dragon Quest Heroes, and For Honor can just sit in its shadow forever until it just comes down like a big fucking monument, just crashes right on it, kills it, the end. But it's... I don't know. I'm glad that they're at least showing off new games, you know, that don't have Assassins or Creed. Oh God, can we talk about Assassin's Creed? Can we please?
Wait. You mean the game with the stealth assassins who are just roaming the streets, punching the fuck out of everybody?
Hold on. No, rant. Need
rant.
Oh. Okay. Razorfist can help me here. Listen, everybody, right the fuck now. Assassins do not go into bars screaming at the top of their lungs, recruiting and making demands. They don't go into the streets, hanging motherfuckers, and then summon, with a snap of their fucking fingers and a quip of their lip, a fucking gang who are just like coming out with fucking random anything they could pick up. It didn't matter. They just look like random people.
Dude, I almost got West Side Story vibes. I expected the gang to come in. I expected them to walk in going. Like dude, I was expecting some kind of fucking knife duel in the middle of the street.
It was like Assassin's Creed, the Oliver Twist rendition. And why the fuck? Why in the holy mother of fuck is this happening? They are not assassinating anything. They are not innating anything. They're not creeding anything.
It's like Hooligans Creed.
I don't understand.
There's no creed. Fucking Apollo Creed is more Assassin's Creed right now.
Yeah, dude, it's so like, okay, I like stealth games, okay? I'm selective about my stealth games on top of that. I've always had this thing about Assassin's Creed that I felt that it wasn't really a stealth game after a while. They started putting all this focus on multiplayer. It's just bigger and bigger syndicates of assassins who, like, pal around and go out for drinks and shit.
Yeah. And that's something that needs to be mentioned here. This is not something that's unique to the newest Assassin's Creed. This is something that's been going on. This has been going on since, was it Brotherhood, where they introduced tower defense and shit? And you're whipping out a giant cannon and fighting in a huge army. Like, what? How stealthy? How fucking stealthy? Like, I don't get it. I don't get the appeal at all. It's like they have this sneaking game that they could turn into a real proper sneaking game and a proper stealth type. Like, I would argue the first two are stealth. It's just a different kind of stealth. It's social stealth. You're trying to blend in. You're trying not to ruffle any feathers. It stands to reason because that was the original concept behind the entire goddamn series. But now, it is literally 90% about multiplayer and fucking tower defense and recruiting an army, which, by the way, really helps the player feel profoundly special when there's 31 billion people who look and act and have the exact same fucking moves as he does. That really helps the player to feel godlike and assassinish.
That's what made the very first Assassin's Creed, which I do enjoy, by the way.
Yeah.
The very first one, you were unique. You went around and you were the fucking man. You were the force to be feared, and nobody knew where the fuck you were at. You had motherfuckers on their fucking toes, worried as shit, like, oh my god, when's it gonna happen? Now, we have people going to a steel mill, and then hanging a motherfucker, stabbing everybody Arkham Knight style, because guess the fuck what? That's all it was. But I don't even know where to begin with how fucking angry I was, because I felt offended as a stealth fan looking at this. And anybody can argue and tell me, Alpha, you're terrible. Unsubbed, I don't give a fuck at all. If you're unsubbing over an opinion, then please suck my dick on the way out and make yourself useful at least, since your opinion sucks. But we have a fucking stealth game. Let's use our quotation marks today. Let's use all of them and get them from every corner of the world. This is not a fucking stealth game, okay? No. You might as well just hand them all fucking assault rifles, because that's where it's going. All they've been doing is fucking getting everybody prepared for whenever you're going to be going through like a Vietnam jungle and you're going to be assassinating. That's what's going to be happening.
Oh, I have no doubt. There's gonna be one set in Vietnam. It's gonna become a third-person shooter. I mean, they really have set up a situation where they could go absolutely anywhere with this and make any kind of game and slap an Assassin's Creed logo on it, and boom, there you go. It'll sell a bajillion copies, and it won't matter. That's the direction Ubisoft is going in now, and it's so abundantly clear that it's gotten to that point. Let this fucking franchise breathe. Let it breathe. Just stop. Just let it rest for a minute. Like, tie your shoes. Just have a cigarette and a poop. We need a break.
Order.
Yeah,
dude, that's
necessarily in that order.
They crank these things out so fucking fast. They might as well build a fucking drive-through into the Ubisoft office.
Yeah, and they feel rushed. I mean, goddamn, how many people with fucking Unity? How many people had problems with basic things like parkour? I mean, the act of climbing in a window, you'd fall through into the nebulous void underneath the fucking terrain. I mean, it's just... They're not finished anymore. It's affecting the product. It's affecting the ratings your product are getting, and yet people are still fucking buying them.
Well,
I don't know why.
Dude, they are taking the fucking rule book of Electronic Arts and Activision, and it's milk it until that motherfucker's dry, and then give it a fucking break of a couple years, then bring it back as if it's fucking fresh and new. You know, putting actual time and effort into the game, developing it. Who'd have fucking thought of that? And guess what it'll be? A fucking reboot. And then all of a sudden, whatever the gimmick of the day is, that'll be applied.
It's so deeply depressing, too, because then you look at other companies. Like, what is Assassin's Creed at the end of the day? Like, what was the thing everybody joked about? They called it fucking Grand Theft Horse. You know what I mean? Because it's an open world. You're in a city, and you're breaking the law a lot, and then guards chase you around, and you get in trouble. And, it's Grand Theft Auto with fucking hoods and swords and shit. Right? Look at Rockstar. Look at how they make the exact same kind of game. They take their time. They don't release one every single year.
Yep.
How many years was it between Grand Theft Auto 4 actually go? Because here's the thing that I always hated about Final Fantasy VII. There are brief moments where the game opens up a little, and then it constricts again. And you get stuck on the fucking rails again. That was always my problem with... That's my problem generally with most JRPGs. And I'm a fan of Breath of Fire. It's not that I don't appreciate a linear RPG. But I think what they would have to do is make Midgar more of a character and allow you to go wherever the fuck you want. And then you could progress the